Welcome back. My name is Chuck Collier. I'm the Safety and Security Coordinator here at Dublin Schools. As we continue our series about safety and security and what that looks like to individual employees throughout the district, let's hear from our coordinator of transportation. Our kid's day often starts with getting on the bus and ends with getting off the bus. Let's hear what he does and what his team does in order to make that a safe event for all of us.
Safety is a huge part of what we do every day. We focus on, as the transportation department, safety is our number one focus in so many aspects of what we do. We start in the mornings, we start with people coming in at 5 a.m. in the morning, check the bus lot, make sure there's no foul play from the night before, and then bus drivers start coming in the morning. First thing they do for their morning is a pre-trip on their school bus. That is all designed around safety to make sure we have the safest vehicle possible on the road for the transportation of our students. Also, our drivers and aides are with our students every day, and they focus on the safety of our students as well, from everything from their procedures for picking up and dropping off to make sure that occurs in the safest manner possible, to knowing our students, knowing their behaviors, knowing when something's wrong, and looking for those danger signs and warning signs that something is out of place with our students. School bus drivers and aides are the first people that they see from our district every day, and we encourage our drivers to, have that friendly face, have that welcoming voice with our students, because they set the tone for the day. And we've had several instances where students have given high compliments to our drivers and aides, saying that they made my day by giving me a good morning every morning when I stepped on the bus, and they set the tone for the day, and it all comes around the positive relationships we build with our students. So our drivers and aides are fantastic in notifying someone if something seems off. They will come in and talk to me and talk to our staff and let us know that something's not right. And, we take that information and go to the particular school and work with the school to, if it's working, talking to a counselor or talking to the principal or something, just giving a, hey, heads up, something's off here, and this may need looked into. So a pre-trip inspection is a very thorough part of what the drivers are trained to do. So we look at every aspect of the bus. We start with the engine, we check all our fluids, we check the belts, check for anything that may be loose or frayed or torn, or anything that's out of place in the engine compartment. We go around the bus, we check all our tires, we check our brakes, we check underneath the bus. Not only are we checking for malfunctions of the bus, but we're checking for foul play, looking to see, did someone come in the night before and plant something on a bus? That's always a unfortunate real possibility. So we're checking for all those aspects of it. We're checking internal, we're checking all our lights, we're checking on our seats to make sure everything is safe and secure. Because yes, we get up to 60 plus students on our bus at one time, and when we're transporting, and we transport the world's most precious cargo, and it all starts with the safety of that pre-trip inspection. As a brand new driver, the training is very intense. I've said too, we don't start someone, we don't hire them and they're driving a bus next week. It's not that simple. Training is very intense for a new driver. It starts with a lot of instruction with our onboard instructors, or OBIs. So they will take them out and spend several hours, generally anywhere from 25 to 40 hours with them on a school bus, teaching the pre-trip, teaching the skills, teaching how to drive a bus, teaching procedure, pick up and drop off training, and all those components that go along with driving the school bus with students on board. And then they have to do a classroom portion of the training as well. They have to spend 15 hours in a classroom doing classroom work as well. And after all that's completed and satisfactory, then they can go behind the wheel driving a bus with students on board. But we do continuing training with our drivers routinely as well. We have quarterly in-services in our department to work on safety trainings and different aspects of what we do. And every 6 years, a school bus driver is required to go back and do a recertification of their skills with an onboard instructor, and also through classroom work as well. So there's continuous safety training that goes on in our department. So bus stops are the most critical part of what we do. Generally, statistically, as a student is on a school bus, they're in the safest vehicle they could possibly be in. The most dangerous part of school transportation is right outside of the school bus. So there's very important factors in a bus stop that not only the driver is looking for, but the driver gives the students instruction for. We use what's called a place of safety for bus stops. All students are required to stand at a driver designated place of safety, be it wherever it is at that bus stop. Is it at a lamppost? Is it on a sidewalk corner? Is it on a driveway next to a mailbox? Wherever the driver determines is the safe spot for those students to stand, that is where they are expected to be for their bus stop. When a driver comes up to a bus stop, they're immediately checking surroundings for anything abnormal or out of place. They're watching traffic, they're scanning traffic. They start their yellow warning lights or amber warning lights 300 feet before they get to a bus stop. Upon arriving at a bus stop, they set the brake, they take the bus out of gear, and then they turn on the red warning lights by opening the door. At that time, they're doing traffic checks, making sure everyone around them is stopped and safe, and then they indicate to the children that it is safe to proceed to board the bus. And this whole process is reversed in the afternoon as they are unloading off of the bus as well. Once the kids, they are counting heads of students at a bus stop, making sure they're 1 for 1 for students that are standing at the bus stop versus students that are getting on the bus. And, once they know everyone is safely on board, they're reversing their procedure. They are putting the bus back in gear. They do a full mirror check of all mirrors. We have a 9-count mirror check that we do at that position while standing at the bus stop to make sure everything is in place around the bus. Make sure there's no students, no traffic hazards, no other hazards that may be around the bus. At that point, they close the door, which turns off the red lights, they release the brake, and they proceed on to their next bus stop. So for safety drills for on school buses, we do an emergency evacuation preparation drill. And in that, we have 3 separate ways that we strategically can evacuate a bus. We have a large door at the back of the bus. We have the front service door that's used routinely for ingress and egress on the school bus, and then we can use a combination of both doors. So when we do evacuation drills, we teach all 3 scenarios. So we'll have a scenario where all students will go out the back of the bus. We have a scenario where all students will go out the front of the bus, and then we'll divide the bus in half and have half exit the back, half exit the front. We also have emergency windows on the buses. There's a couple windows on the bus that can open fully, allowing for emergency exit, and we also have roof hatches that will open up for emergency exit as well. So we talk to the kids about those exits. We do not use those in a drill, but we talk about all the different scenarios and practice with the main exits in an evacuation type drill. Yeah, so for our bus drivers and aides, and as I said, we have a fantastic staff of bus drivers and aides and mechanics as well. I shouldn't leave them out because they are paramount in making sure our fleet is safe for the drivers, for the aides, for our students. And we put safety first in every aspect of what we do. We are that first smiling face in the morning that the students see. We are also the last person they see from the district at the end of the day as they get off the bus. A sigh of relief to all of our staff, our drivers, our aides, our mechanics as well, is at the end of the night when everyone is parked, everything is quiet, we know everyone is home safe. we can all rest assured that, everyone has done a great job and all of our students are where they need to be.